And we're live in three, two, one, and go.
Hello, everybody. This is Michael Galvin presenting you with the Diamond Dogs podcast. Here is my main host, actually, Jared Leone.
Hey, everybody. How you doing? This video is sponsored by Clorox Bleach and Kennedy's Wire and Rope Sling as well. So, have a good time. Rethink your life. We're not trying to take your wallet. And let's go from there. The Huckleberry Finn, huh?
Huckleberry Finn.
Wow.
The Adventures of.
The Adventures of. What a fantastic book.
Okay, so I suppose it's important for any viewers to know the book, even if you can't read. I'm here to tell you the story with my soothing voice.
So spoilers, if you don't,
if you're currently reading it,
if you're currently reading the book, or you plan on reading the book, which you should be, even if you can't read, we're
some light spoilers ahead, like the whole story.
Pretty much, yeah. So go ahead, take it away, Michael Galvan.
All right, so we start off the book Huckleberry Finn as Huckleberry and his friend Tom Sawyer, after inheriting basically gold and money from a bunch of thieves that they'd found in a cave at the end of the first book, which is The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, in case you didn't know.
Great
This
book.
is a sequel. Much better sequel. Anyways, Huckleberry Finn has been adopted by a widow who is fighting for his custody, which is important because immediately after meeting up with Tom Sawyer, Huckleberry Finn's father, who's an alcoholic and who's pretty much good for nothing, comes in trying to mooch his money off of Tom and Huckleberry Finn. After the widow says no and stay away from us, you crazy monster, he basically abducts Huckleberry Finn and beats him in a shed because he comes home drunk. And after getting fed up with this, Huckleberry Finn, he fakes his own death and then runs away. After a couple of days of making sure nobody's trying to look for him, he runs into none other than Big Jim, Slim Jim, the only Jim. Jared, if you would like to take this away.
Okay, so Big Jim is a slave for Miss Watson, the widow. And basically what happens is Big Jim has ran away from Miss Watson because he heard that Miss Watson was going to sell him, and take him away from his whole family, which is awful. So basically, Huckleberry Finn and Jim decide, hey, this book's called The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. I'm Mark Twain. I might as well make them go on an adventure. So they travel down the Mississippi. And after a lot of character growth, very much character growth, there's a lot of character growth.
A whole lot of character growth.
So Jim and Huckleberry Finn run into a body on the Mississippi. This is where it gets heavy. So they won't show. They won't show. And by they, I mean Jim. Jim won't show Huckleberry Finn the body's face because he believes it to be his father. None other than his father. Even though Jim is actually Huckleberry Finn's true father in this book. But we're going to get into that later. And no, he's not his biological father. He's just like, he's his father figure. So, yeah. So they find the body, and eventually they get captured by none other than Tom Sawyer. Tom Sawyer, as mentioned earlier, Tom Sawyer's aunt and uncle, Aunt Sally, and Uncle Tom Sawyer. So they run into each other, and Tom Sawyer is like, whoa. I'm not with my aunt and uncle. And Huckleberry Finn is with his aunt and uncle. So his aunt and uncle are like, oh my god, this is Tom Sawyer. And so Tom sees Huckleberry Finn after, they take Jim, who's trying to run away because he's a slave. They take Jim, and Tom Sawyer talks to Huckleberry Finn, and Huckleberry Finn's like, well, I'm you now. And he's like, well, that's cool. That's all right. And so he's Huckleberry Finn's Jim. So we get after that. And Michael, take it away from there because I have no idea what happens next because I half did this entire thing. I apologize.
Nice. No, it's fine.
And I'm intoxicated.
That's also fine. I'm probably intoxicated. I don't even know how much I drink. Anyways. So, after that little scuffle, as we'll say, Tom Sawyer, Huckleberry Finn, and of course the one and only Big Jim. They all escape, and after doing some more exploring on the Mississippi River, they run into a supposed Duke and Dolphin, not to be confused with the animal Dolphin, because one has an O and an L, and the other has an A and a U. It's really dumb, and I don't like it. Anyways, so after, pulling off some scams, getting some money here and there, the Dolphin and, the supposed Duke, yes, thank you.
Not to be confused with the university known for its great basketball program, Duke.
Indeed. Thanks for that interjection. After they pull off some scams, what they end up doing is they end up, selling Jim back to the aunt and uncle. And, they wake up the next morning at the aunt and uncle's place, after being turned in, of course. Tom Sawyer sort of drops a heavy load on the characters, telling them that Jim is actually a free man, or at least he was. And that's because the widow had died 2 months prior in the book. And after the aunt and uncle tried to get custody, or offer custody, to Huckleberry Finn after it's explained that his father was the one who was dead in the Mississippi River.
And his widow is dead, his guardian.
Mm-hmm. After this is all found out, they try to get custody over Huckleberry Finn, who says, "No thank you, I've had enough civilization," and he plans out to go settle in the West, and that's where the book ends.
Okay. No, what a great book, honestly. Really, what a fantastic representation of that time period by Mark Twain. I mean, what a brilliant writer. So, we both had two different takes on the book in terms of, singular things. What was your take?
Personally, I thought it was a story about bonding, bonding between family members, or rather a lacking thereof. Basically, Jim is Huckleberry's true father. Not biologically, of course.
But by his father figure, right?
Yes.
His father figure. And why?
Well, because he always looks after Huckleberry Finn. He's always watching over him and protecting him, of course.
Okay, well, my evidence is that Huckleberry Finn is a latent homosexual.
I do not believe that's true, but please go ahead.
I think he's a latent homosexual because I try to pervert classics, because I'm insecure about my own sexuality. So, this happens. I believe this because of his undying loyalty to Tom Sawyer leads to his homosexuality. He has this undying loyalty to hang on to Tom no matter what. So he wants to hang out with Tom. He wants to be with Tom all the time. And also, I think it comes from his needing of a real father in Jim.
In his life.
In his life, because that he finds in Jim, because he had no great father to grow up with. And, his lack of interest in girls, and when he is interested in a woman over the book, there is a woman that he starts to like, it is almost overdone, as if he's trying to hide the fact that he is a latent homosexual, and truly in love with his best friend in Tom, as I'm sure we all have been in love with our best friend. I wasn't in that way. I think Tom, I think Huckleberry Finn's gay. So,
I see what you're coming from, but I don't agree personally.
Well, that's because I'm a horrible person.
I agree on that one.
Okay, so, that's it for the Diamond Dogs podcast. I hope you guys had a great time.
Stay tuned for the uncensored version in which we get completely wasted.
Absolutely, it's going to be incredible.
But be 3
how
hours
would you
long.
know? We could be wasted right now. Well, once again, this was sponsored by Ajax, Clorox Bleach, Panda Express for being delicious, Clouds for giving rain a place to live.
And McDonald's for being the cancer of the planet.
Absolutely. And Kennedy's Wire Rope and Sling. So remember what we said. Have a great time. Rethink your life. And we're not trying to take your wallet. Bye-bye.